Copy fam, welcome back to the Week of Leaks, episode 8. We're closing in on the final stretch, and the leaks are getting more intense. Get ready for some jaw-dropping moments, because this one's going to blow you away. Let's get started.
to the mining, the fishing, the logging, those are core elements. So I can understand why people, and that's all we presented to you. So I can see how you're making your decisions based on them. And it is really hard to look back because you don't have all the information. This is the whole catch-22 of putting everything out up front. What we could do is we could hold back the land grab until Solis and Esperanza and everything is ready to go there. And then we'll probably get a backlash off the community. So we decided we're not going to do that. It just is what it is. You're along with the ride with us.
I mean, I know you updated the roadmap. I
guys.
think maybe not even like 24 hours ago, or maybe 48 hours ago, and the roadmap is kind of mind blowing to me. If like you'd shown it to me, and you're like, you said the game is going to be released at the end of 2025, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Look at all you're doing. But I know the time frame that you mentioned is Q2 2025 for the alpha release. And I just, for someone I've never written a line of code, and every time I look at it, it's like reading a different language. Can you help me like understand? It is a different language. Help me understand how that's even possible to do everything that you have there in such a short period of time, because it seems crazy to me.
I mean, when we talk about pre-alpha, alpha, beta, live, in kind of like a traditional world, pre-alpha is, I'd say it's like prototypes. There's some early ideas, there's some concept, maybe some tech demos and stuff like that. As you've seen, a lot of our stuff looks polished, and a lot of it is polished, and we have been tuning and optimizing as we go along. I know we say we don't really optimize, but we have been optimizing from day one. We're getting really, really good performance, but that obviously is still early days. But we have to deliver our game a lot earlier than a traditional game was. So when it means a lot earlier than an alpha and beta of a traditional game, but because we're essentially a live service, we'll be able to introduce these major features that if we were building over 10 years, they'd all be released at once. We can release them over time. So whereas with a live service, you might get a new DLC and you've got a brand new place to go and do the same stuff. With ours, you'll probably have a brand new place, but now you'll be doing different features that weren't that have always been planned as being core, but we've now got to them. I think it's a really tricky balance to get it right. No AAA game has ever been built this way before, so so it's all one big experiment, just like Web3 is. But I think the Web3 community, I think we definitely all align with the phrase "we want to be early."
Are going to be doing, and how their progression of how they release things is an experiment, and it's new, and it's never been built this way, and everything else. I personally believe that that's why this is going to work. And it will give so much to everybody by continuing to build on it, so we keep feeling like we're getting more and more and more and more and more, for the way that the human nature is, where they just want more and more.
I agree. It's very exciting. And when you look at that roadmap, there's a lot on there still for Q3, and that's the end of this month.
There's definitely a lot.
It looks like we're getting the Valkyrie sale, the purple track this month.
I'm excited about basic XP and leveling.
Yeah. There's gameplay overview.
There's definitely a lot. You got the optimization as well. We got some lore that comes up in 24. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about the file node integration. On that side of things. I love this whole, building it as we go and with the community and launching, and there's going to be things that just start coming about. Instead of having a game where everything's set in stone and you know what you can build and grow and whatnot, this is being released as it's going. I think it's awesome. It's similar to what we're doing, what we did with our project with Billy Goat Tales. We wrote a book that was crowdsourced. We didn't know who was going to talk for 30 weeks. Every week we had different speakers. We set up the topics, and there we went. We had over 170 speakers, and I'm still doing the editing on that. But I didn't mean to give a little bit of a plug, but that's a little bit of a plug of what we're doing. And
That's dope. That's where you come from, bro. That's what this is for.
yeah, this is exciting.
Nearly everything that's going on. If I had to pick some of the loops, for me, the entire crafting loop, when these all fit together, I love kind of grinding away. So when we have the mines and the farms and the chopping of the trees and then gathering in the
Farms.
wild.
He said farms, guys.
Putting them all together
farms.
and crafting them into buildings or the trade. When
you
that all comes
didn't know
together,
they were farms.
No, but that's something that's not out there.
So exciting.
Farms.
But,
It's in the wiki.
In truth, I think the custom domes
They
excite
can
me
be
the
built
most
on your own
because
plots.
what we'll be doing is we'll be taking all the parts that we're building for the larger game, and then we'll be giving that over to the players, and they will be able to create their own mini
Talked
game.
about that earlier.
And
You
so
know,
I've no
will modifications to, I mean, are we able to upgrade our NFTs? Are we able to, manipulate them in any sort of way? You talk about that at all?
I think all those are possible. We've definitely spoke about that. There's going to be there's going to be a progression path, and what we want to do is we want to keep the progression with the player rather than some of the individual items. Not saying that you won't be able to upgrade. You'll definitely have that path. So you'll be able to start off with basic and you'll be able to like your pickaxes, build them up as such. But then it's getting this balance between Web 2 and Web 3. So I think Web 3, from a cosmetic point of view, as long as it's not a pay to win scenario, that is really important to us. If you have an NFT in the future, you'll be able to fly there. It may even take the same amount of time, but because you're in control and you can fly your vehicle, that's kind of like a perk. However, you don't need to own your own vehicle. But if you're
talking
lucky
about
enough
like
to have one,
extra things for vehicles,
that is a perfect use case for, just like in real life, you have public transport and you have your own stuff. But what you can also do with that is, if you're playing with your friends or part of a group, if that group, say, has their own NFTs and there's a spare seat, you can jump on board with them.
That's true.
Oh,
That is
You
true.
can take advantage of that. You don't have
Be
to
in-
own anything.
Cornucopias Uber.
I call it the corn Uber because it's
Cornuber.
like
Yeah.
worlds. So we're gonna zoom across the skies with a little help from the Cloud Gate. Some nice technology in the lore of Cornucopias. Boom.
Yeah, it enables basically the light speed type travel scenario to get around the massive realm.
So that then takes you to, like you say, the sector hub, and the sector hub is made up of 3 different giant worlds. So we're going to go to Solace, and then in the middle there's a central hub, and I'll find an image of this, and then on the roof of the sector hub is where the apartments are. So those that are going to be located in Solace, it's this little free area where you'll be able to start the game. And then you'll be able to choose one of the different, pretty slick. If you look out the window, you will be able to see the 3 Solaces. So we've got the one in that we're heading to, and then sometimes to the right and the left, you'll be able to see the other Solaces. And if you look closely at, you'll also be able to see Esperanza, the
Never
second
seen it.
zone, in depending where you're
Never seen
traveling.
it?
Never seen Esperanza.
Yeah, and what we're showing here is that there's some statues that,
look over to the left.
and they have the little orange panel there has some information on that creature. And although these statues look amazing, the artwork and the style to kind of simulate like an airplane or a train terminal is amazing. But these actually will be the models that later on will be part of the animals that are running around in Solace. So they'll be animated. They'll have different textures on. They won't look like bronze statues.
That would be dope.
That'll be pretty hard to fight some of these animals. So each of the different sector hubs has a different animal. This one is now showing bears. I think that's in Solace 1.
And I mean, you can start to imagine. So these have been built out. The bears are built out. They're in process of getting animated and rigged, and our animals.
Coming soon.
They're going to bring these worlds to life. You know, we're trying to give you some more perspective of what's coming here.
I think that was on Q4.
Cornucopias, and what you might see out in the wild on your
Animals
adventures.
in Q4?
And
I think so. I think that's what that
looks like.
said.
There's a fox.
Yep, the red fox.
You're excited about that.
You need a fox.
I thought that was interesting.
fox.
You need a
So, yeah,
fox.
You
so,
need
so
a
each
fox.
of the different solaces,
You need
all
a
the
fox.
sectors, they're slightly different. They have different artwork in them. They're different colors. So eventually you'll get used to the various colors of the
I
places.
thought it was interesting where he said you need a fox.
I always love this picture with the camping kit.
For sure. It's
That's so cool.
it's interesting. So you say
You
that
know,
real quick.
the craziest thing about the camping kit?
No, what?
Give you some Cornucopias history and trivia. The first year that they were at the convention in Vegas, so 2 years ago, because we just did the one this year, everybody who found Joe, they had this competition. You could go into a small part of Solace and you could try to find Joe. Everybody who found them earned a free one of these camping kit NFTs. So it's just funny to me that they're still waiting on them. They've got a list, and those people are going to get those NFTs. But it's just funny.
As
That's
you talk about that, let's jump right to here.
I'll
Have to
I'll
go
just say
investigate.
One,
Yep, this is
Go ahead.
I was just going to say one thing about foxes. They're good for predators, of keeping down population control, and they help with seed distribution or dispersal.
There's some alpha potentially on why you need a fox.
You need a fox.
Definitely.
All right.
an old one, but a good one, showing the exploration backpack.
Yep, that will be coming in the future.
It's another view of the inside.
So he said it was coming in the future. So
The exploration backpack.
Yep, exploration backpack coming in the future.
Yes.
This is the cave that I think you said that y'all found yesterday.
Actually, it doesn't look like that one.
No,
So
not
maybe-
that one.
No, I'm gonna have to find that one.
Okay, well let's
Inside
listen.
of a cave here.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a hidden cave. This, not quite sure where this is, but
Yeah, pine trees.
definitely a hidden
Pine
cave
trees outside of it.
somewhere in one of the
Something like
solaces.
that.
If anybody finds that where that is, let us know, because I've not managed to find this while running around yet. So then, what the
Put a bounty on it. Let's put a bounty on it.
community have actually found is David hid inside here a hidden building or somewhere in the middle of Solace 2, and here it is. So do we actually know what this building is?
That's an electronics factory shop that you can put onto a land plot. So that's one type of industry you can utilize your land plot for. So we wanted to give an example of that.
Yeah.
And eventually there's going to be a game loop
Electronics
around
is very
that. So you
interesting.
would do something with
Yeah.
raw materials, bring them to the factory. There would be a game loop around moving those around, and that generates different playable experiences for you.
Build some electronics, yeah,
Different
and then
gaming.
go trading
You
with
what?
it. I don't think, although this is a sample plot, I don't think this is an actual land plot that somebody can build. It's actually
Can't
in the
get there.
middle of nowhere. No way. This is
So on that one, you can't get there, so it can't be a one that somebody actually builds on or whatnot. But I like
I thought you
that.
said you knew how to get there.
No, you can get there. but it's not something that like you have to jump off a cliff to get to it. There's no way to just get to that. So it was built there, put there for a reason, like a thing for us to find, which we did go and find it and other things like that. But I like the fact where they talk about the game loop of bringing things to the factory and how you'll be able to build one of these type of factories or this version kind of deal. Obviously, it's not fully polished, but it's there. It's an idea.
I dig it.
Yeah, I think you exposed that there was hidden walls on one of the buildings. Like you could run through the walls. I even saw that there was grass on the floor.
Yeah.
But,
there's
it's just a model for us to explore.
Yeah, we could be Hollow Man. That's what I said. I was like, look, I'm Hollow Man, and ran right through the wall.
Oh man, you have to show me where that is, Ace.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I have to watch your video. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, it's like 15, 17-minute video or whatnot. If you walk right through it, I walk you literally exactly how to go to it. It's going to take you longer than that because you have to get to the city that you're going to come out in, the town you're going to come out in. So you have to get that far. But essentially, it's in there for you to find.
And you can take the elevator straight to that town.
Yeah, and you come out to the south of it is the closest way, and run up to the south of it, kind of deal, and then you essentially have to come around like this from the southeast at like the 5 o'clock region, and then run around the whole mountain to like the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock side, and jump off a cliff onto it to be able to get there. It's a trip for sure.
Literally.
Worth it. Yeah. It's a trip worth a good fall. And that's episode 8. Tune in 12 hours for episode 9 to continue this mini series on the week of leaks. Peace, fam.